Hey everybody, it's Wade Webb here from Royal LePage Kelowna and Daryl French from LendingMax. We're here with your Mortgage Minute, and thanks for joining us, Daryl. And
thanks for having me.
We're here for a session today on what we're determining and we're discovering is that a large amount of realtor agent, real estate transactions are falling or are collapsing due to financing. And a lot of assumptions is that when the deal collapses, the financing does get approved or it doesn't go through. That's it. The client can't get a financing, can't get approval, and the deal dies. And there just doesn't seem to be that second attempt or that second chance at going back and seeing if there's something to be done. And so today we're going to talk about, and Daryl can talk about, getting that second opinion and the importance of not letting that deal die, and it's not dead until it's dead. And so Daryl, maybe just bring us up to speed on the importance of getting that second opinion.
Well, I think the second opinion is really important. How the deals are processed today. I've been a mortgage broker now for just over 20 years, and there's more challenges in place today than any time in the history I've been a mortgage broker. And where that comes from, what it stems from really, is a lot of the changes that the federal government's brought in over the last couple of years, the new regulations on the banks. So banks are ending up declining more deals than we've ever seen in the history that I've been around this market. And so because of those declines, they can be for good reasons. There's people's mortgages that should be declined. But what we're finding is a lot of them are being declined for reasons that are very avoidable. One of the really big examples on that is CMHC. They've recently, just last month, made some major changes. One of the big things that impacts you guys on the real estate side is they now only allow one CMHC mortgage insured per person. Okay, so you've got an older daughter. You know, if you had a CMHC mortgage, maybe it was a mortgage that you did 10, 15 years ago, it's still CMHC insured unless it's been refinanced or changed up.
Right.
You couldn't then co-sign for your daughter.
Okay.
Because you're already CMHC on one CMHC insured mortgage.
Right.
So there's some real limitations. And where this becomes a problem is most of the major banks out there are required contractually to send 80 to 90% of their high ratio, so any mortgages over 80% financing, to CMHC. Okay, so the vast majority of the mortgages are going there.
Yeah.
Any of these limitations that are now brought in to CMHC now stops your clients having the ability to get financing. Right. Or, more importantly, if they don't need CMHC today, we shouldn't be using them as often as possible because they may need them. There's 3 different insurers in Canada.
Right.
Okay, and so being able to send it to the different insurers could really dramatically make the difference between doing a deal today or doing a deal down the road.
So I'm assuming that a lot of times you didn't realize that you had a previous CMHC insurance issue, that you can't double up on it, and you haven't taken the time and effort or been told that you could try alternative sources and 3 other resources in regards to insurance.
Right, so the bank may come back with a decline, but really it's a strong application. There's a few things that need to be tweaked. We need to look at Canada Guarantee, we need to look at Genworth as other options, and all of a sudden the deal's done. Okay, it's still an A deal. It's still good, solid clients. They're just getting frustrated because they're not used to it. Now, you wouldn't believe how often we hear, I've done this, I've bought many houses, I've never had such hassles. Well, the problem is the rules have changed. Okay, and people aren't used to these new rules. And honestly, it's going back to when you and I first started in the business.
Right.
It's going back to the way it used to be.
Right.
It's now the banks are required to show how you're going to pay your mortgage.
Right.
The banks are required to show where your down payment's coming from, and they're being audited on these things.
Okay.
Right? That didn't used to happen. For many, many years, it wasn't happening. So the market's really changed. There's some opportunities there. I think you said some odd 40% of the mortgages, the offers that are written aren't going through to closing. The number one reason, financing. If we can take a look at and change it around, even 10, 20% of those, on the real estate side, every one that we save is worth $7,000 in commission to a realtor.
Right.
That's a lot of money. It's worth a second look. Obviously, we'd much rather have the first look and be able to stick handle the deal through property, knowing some of these challenges that we have today. But even if we don't, let's turn some of those declines into approvals.
Yeah. So don't assume that your deal is dead. Get a second opinion. Determine what the reason for the original decline was, or outsource it and get a second opinion from a LendingMax mortgage broker or from another mortgage profession. Look at those other opportunities to use the other underinsurers and underwriters and insurance sources, and let's try and get those deals that tend to be assuming that you've got them dead and that they're not revivable, to get a second opinion and get those deals back on track. Like Daryl said, it's a lot of money back into the real estate agent's pocket, and the mortgage broker gets the deal through. Everybody wins by getting that second opinion.
And that client, if you turn around a decline into an approval, that client's going to appreciate it. You want to do referral business down the road. It's showing that you're really fighting for your client. It's a great way to enhance your relationship with your clients.
Great. Get those second opinions. Thanks, Daryl. Thanks for the Mortgage Minute. Take care. All the best.
Have a great day.